Good morning, everyone.
Mommy, why say good morning?
Cause I'm making a video. Good morning. I'm trying to take off the glue for my eyelash. That went out yesterday. For my birthday. Yesterday was my birthday and I turned 25, quarter of a century. So I just wanted to make a video kind of talking about my thoughts and experiences, my mindset, just a few things. I do want to leave a message out there talking about kind of like how to go about depression and how to follow your intuition. And then I am going to make another video right after this one talking about how to handle bullies. So I do want to start off with kind of sharing what I've been through in my 25 years of life. So I am a mother of a 3-year-old. And we are staying at my childhood best friend's house. Been knowing her since, I don't know, kindergarten,
Mommy,
first grade, something like that. Yes, baby?
broken.
What's broken?
My, this one.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause this. Okay, resuming. Alright, so we are staying in one of her sisters, my best friend's sister's trailer. She's very sweet. I love her so much. Her and her sisters have been helping me, been my biggest support ever. So these past week I just been crying because I'm just feel so overly blessed and so supported. Could always be so much worse, and I feel so lucky. A lot of third world countries don't have the opportunities that the US has. There's so many resources out there. There's an opportunity and chances for me to move up in life. Sorry, this is gonna be a very emotional video. I'm gonna try really hard to just psych it up. It's okay to cry though. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to make my life story short. I always felt like the black sheep of my family. Always, they made it very clear I was found behind the trash can. Even though it was a joke, obviously they didn't. But just to put out there how different I was from the rest of the family. I never understood why I was so different. I do now. Makes sense. Everything makes sense now. I don't no longer feel confused, or that phase where you're lost in life. No, I found myself, and it's a beautiful feeling. It's a very peaceful feeling, a peace I've been craving for my whole life, and I finally have it at 25. And it feels bittersweet, and I just want everyone to know how to feel at peace and happy within themselves, because obviously no one else can give you that. So yeah, anyways, I've been a single mom since the very beginning. My son's dad always grew up very dysfunctional, more dysfunctional than I did. Both of his parents are drug addicts. They never got their life together. So he grew up thinking that loyalty is putting yourself last. And I was raised like that too. You had to put everyone else before you because that's the nice thing to do. Even though that wasn't being quite nice to yourself. But it was so hard for me to let him go. He had a drug problem. Um, he didn't know how to handle his anger. He had no patience. He'd get frustrated quick. He would let everything out on me. My pregnancy experience was not good because of him. Obviously, I'm not gonna put the whole blame on him. I had a lot to do with it because I knew I had issues. I realized I had issues when I couldn't let this guy go. I was like, okay, he's not good for me. Why can I still not let him go? It wasn't until my son was 2 months old where I just had no energy to take care of a grown ass man anymore. I was obviously going to put all my energy to my newborn now. And if it wasn't for my son, I probably would still be with him. My son made it so much easier to just do that step. But yeah, anyways, yeah, he's no longer in our lives. We're not in touch. I changed my number too, so he doesn't know my new number, thankfully. Because the last time his sister gave him my number. Whatever, that's that. And so with my parents, I was actually suspicious of them. No, I was suspicious of someone abusing my son from her side of the family. And it was a lot had to do with my intuition too. As a mom, you just like develop these superpowers where you just know things. It's almost hard to explain, but I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew my mind wasn't playing tricks on me. For a moment, I did question it. For a moment, I was in denial about it because it was just so hard to believe. But as time went by, my intuition grew and grew, and I just became so assertive. But yeah, so I was just thinking about a lot, and I decided to open up to my mom about it. I really thought I was gonna get her support, that she was gonna believe me or something, but she didn't. She automatically denied it. She right away told me that I needed to seek mental help and that I should go into a mental hospital, check myself in, because I was just making up lies and anything that was coming out of my mouth was not the truth. And I was affecting everyone at my mom's house, my parents' house. Everyone was I was just making everyone sick, according to my dad too. He yelled at me very bad, saying that I need to leave their house and that I can't be around anyone. So they did kick me out at the beginning of this year, 2022. And but they were also tired of me because I fell into deep depression for a whole year. I did not leave my room for a whole year. My hygiene was at its worst. Would go days without brushing my teeth, showering. My room was disgusting, very disgusting. And yes, my son was in there with me. I didn't know how to go about the situation. I think I was in my body and my brain was just in shock of what my life really is. It's not what I thought. I saw my parents so different. I saw my life so different. I saw myself so different. I was questioning everything. I was like, what is life? Who am I? What the fuck is going on? What do I do? At that point, I was just going so crazy where I would pray for God to take my life and my son's life because I obviously wouldn't want to leave the earth without him. I need to know where he's at and who he's with at all times, and what's better than his mom, right? So I would cry every day, not talk to anyone, Um, it was the most painful thing a person, a mother, can go through. You know, you don't want anything to happen to your child. You would obviously, I would take all the hurt, all the bad experiences myself. I'd take the bullet, but I can't go back in time. I can't change anything. And the biggest step to moving from all this is accepting, no matter how unfair and no matter how hurtful and it feels, you have to accept what happened, because that's the only way. Okay, well, I start making ugly ass faces out of nowhere, it's just so you guys can like smile a little bit, because this is so fucking depressing. Yes, I know. Sorry. But this is reality. Sadly, this is fucking reality, and this happens. It's so common. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. It's so common how much abuse goes around, and how it's within your intermediate family, and how you just really can't trust anyone. um I actually received an email from my parents for the first time. This is their first time reaching out to me, and at first I thought it was my mom, but it turns out to be my dad. And he was explaining how he misses us and how he can't anymore, that he dies to see us, and that he hopes we're good, and that he loves us, and if I wanted for him to take me out to brunch for my birthday. But I made it very clear. I emailed them back, one whole message for my mom, one whole message for my dad, um, just stating how I'm not gonna sweep anything under the rug. Okay, if they don't want to acknowledge what really happened, and talk about these things, and maybe see how we can move forward from this, there's just honestly no point in having them in my life anymore. They weren't there for me when I needed them the most, and I no longer feel safe with them, and of course I no longer trust them. So what's the point? I'm just gonna be hanging out with them just so they could feel better? No, I love my parents so much. I'm always gonna love them. I'm always gonna be so thankful for all the good times, because I've met some really fucked up parents, and at least they, it wasn't that bad growing up. But it's not my responsibility to make them happy. It's not my responsibility to watch over them. It's not my responsibility to make them happy. Yeah. I That's something they're gonna have to figure out on their own, as hurtful as that is, because it's my first birthday, not spending it with them, and it's my first holidays, not spending it with them. It does hurt. My son still remembers them, so he asks for them, and he tells me he misses them and loves them. That shit fucking hurts my soul, but I know I'm doing better by keeping them away from him.
Why are you crying, Mommy?
I'm not crying. Oh yeah, I'm crying. But it's a good cry. I'm crying because I'm happy. Because I got really lucky in life. I'm lucky. I am. I have so many friends that support me. People only have one or two friends. I can actually say I have two handfuls that have always been there. I can always call, who don't judge me, who believed me, never made me feel like I was crazy, because I grew up thinking I was crazy my whole life. Uh, um, but yeah, I really want to spread this message out there, even though I know I'm gonna get a lot of bullies out there trying to make you feel bad. trying to guilt trip you, who want to hurt you, because bullies are hurt people that just hurt people. Bullies don't know how to cope. Bullies only have tunnel vision. They could only see life from their perspective. And honestly, this world would be a better place if people knew how to not judge. If no one judged and everyone just had compassion for one another, boy oh boy, this world would be so different. And I want to teach this new generation to not judge. I want them, young children, to be exposed to different perspectives so they can get an understanding of reality from a very young age. Because good habits and bad habits, they start from the very beginning, and we have to be consistent with it. And it's hard, especially when you're depressed, or when you grew up with dysfunctional family. Obviously you don't know what healthy is, or how healthy, what healthy looks like. But it's all a learning experience, and it's okay. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to love yourself no matter what, and just get better at your own timing. Who gives a fuck what anyone says? So I am gonna make I'm gonna stop this video and make another one right now, talking about bullies and my experiences with bullies, and how to go about them. Okay, so see you guys in my next video.